Hey people, Dr. Kit the BeeBabette here. Firstly, you may notice I'm a little bit more sparkly than usual. Well, I'm usually quite colourful and sparkly, but today I'm extra sparkly. And that's because I'm going to be performing at a 5-year-old's birthday party. So also, if anyone wants me to be a roving performer or an acrobat or a dancer or burlesque performer at your event, please get in touch. Contact me on my Insta at BeeBabette_performer. That's BEE.BABETTE_performer. And yes, I can do performances for you. But getting to our weekly Ask Me Anything, we have a question from my friend Jeremy Morrison, and he lives in Bunbury, which is in Western Australia, southwest Western Australia, and he wants to know, where do bees go in winter? Because he doesn't see bees much in winter, and he knows that the European honeybees, they live in a colony, but our native bees are solitary. So what do? So Jeremy, the short answer is they die. The adult population die off. They're like me, they don't like the cold, but unlike me, who physically lives but psychologically dies in winter, the adult bees, they die, but the next generation lives on as larvae. So they make their nests either in the ground, where they're insulated by the soil, or again in little cavities in trees where they're insulated by the wood. And the larvae, what they do is they go into this thing called diapause, and this is where basically their metabolism completely shuts down, and so they're not using up much energy, and they just wait until it gets warmer, and then they emerge. Now, depending on the species, some species will diapause as larvae, so they look like little grubs. Some species will diapause as sort of adults in their cocoons. So bees are like butterflies in that they undergo metamorphosis. They start out as larvae, they go through a number of instars, which they just get bigger and bigger as larvae. Then they form a cocoon. Most of them do anyway. There's a couple of species that don't. There's always exceptions with bees. And then they sort of dissolve and then reform and emerge as an adult bee. So that's what happens to most of our native bees. In warmer areas, so more towards the equator, bees can be active year-round, but in southwest WA, where the winters do get quite cold, you won't see many bees in terms of the native bees at all over winter. But you will see the honeybees because they are active year-round, and they evolved in Europe, hence the European honeybee, and they have quite furry bodies, and they're adapted to being able to be active the whole year. So that's why you see only honeybees during winter. Thanks for your question, Jeremy. And I know you have another one. I'll get to that next week. Sorry, that's my dog playing with the kitten in the background if you can hear some weird noises. So I'll get to your other question next week. If anyone has a question they'd like answered on Ask the BeeBabette, Ask Me Anything, DM me on my Insta at BeeBabette_performer, and subscribe to my YouTube, the BeeBabette.